Awesome. Louis, maybe just a final word or two from you. I mean, while all of this is all, geared towards bringing through talented youngsters, I mean, from your perspective and just looking at how strong SA Rugby is at the moment, I mean, from where it probably was the last year or two, and particularly with the Springbok spearheading that with their World Cup success, how important do you think that is to have strong franchises and a strong Springbok team, one that's inspiring youngsters and certainly some of the key role players in that Bok team, inspiring guys from areas that are not mainstream. Some guys made it in that Bok team who weren't from big schools. Does that all play into it?
Sure, Craig. I think we can't use a word that can summarize the impact that the Springboks had last year, not only on young boys or young school boys, but on the country. I mean, it is just unbelievably. It was just unbelievable to see how they could inspire and how they could bring people together. I mean, all these things are a little bit of cliches now, but it was just phenomenal to see how the impact just spread across the country like a wave. And for young men to see Makazole and Pimpi that he can play at that level. He comes from a small rural school. But also the story of hope of Siya Kolisi, who was helped by someone to attend a proper rugby school. So there are different avenues and different ways for boys to excel and make it to the top. So I think that is the story. That is the story that there's an opportunity for everybody. I think there's merit to say that the sooner you can get into a high performance system. Let's call it a school that plays rugby at a competitive level every weekend. The sooner you can do that, the better, obviously, I think. But it's not the end all and be all. So I think that's the beauty of this UXI Sport story, is that South Africa is a place where rugby players, it's sort of, there's another chance. If you don't make it here, there's another chance. So my story, my message would be that, to answer your question, I think the Springboks really got that message across that if you're really keen and you really want to make it, there's avenues and there's opportunities. So don't be broken-hearted or don't give up if you don't make a Craven side or if you can't go to a big rugby school. This is exactly what UXI Sport is showing the boys now, that here's another opportunity. Here's another opportunity to come build your car. And trust the people that is involved. The Russell Winters of the world will help you and assist you to build your car, to give you the best chance to become a Mapimpi or a Lukanyo Am or somebody that took a different route than the normal avenue of going to a rugby school and going to university, etc., etc. So that for me is the message of the box. There were people in that team from all different backgrounds and stories and avenues. And that is what inspired me, is to say, and I would tell this story to my own son, if you get rejected at this level, don't give up. Keep on fighting, because there's another opportunity around the corner. So that for me was the story that I took from the Springbok experience.
Sure. And Russ, maybe just a final message and word from you as well, and perhaps touch on a personal note as well. Obviously, a new role at the Bulls, and how much you're looking forward to that challenge and working with another group of men and trying to keep that inspiration going and taking on that new challenge.
Yeah, Craig, if I can, first of all, to all the youngsters there that are in matric now, in grade 12, that are missing out on so much in their final year of school, I can only imagine how tough it must be. One of the defining moments or the best year of my schooling career must have been my matric year. It's something that they all look forward to. Those derby games, regardless of what school you go to, there's so much to look forward to. And these youngsters, they mustn't lose hope or let that define them or make that let that be the thing. Or this COVID cannot. And I said it to our group of boys here. COVID is not going to decide your pathway. It's only going to help you. It should help you in determining where you want to go. So the journey of my career and my life has been very similar. There's been highs and lows, But the point I want to make to the youngsters out there is that they just got to keep at it. They've got to keep at it, and they can't stop. If they really believe it, it's not a fantasy; it becomes reality. They've got to. If they believe they can, and if they believe they can't, they're probably right. That old cliche. They've honestly just got to believe in what they want, and they've got to go out and get it. Obviously with the guidance of their parents, it's an appeal to their parents as well. I have 2 kids at home that are, they've got proper cabin fever. They just want to get out there and be with their friends and get out and play. And my boy's in grade 7, so he's in grade 6, so he hasn't missed his grade 7 year. But he's made a couple of friends, and he's done some things this year that he'd love to have completed. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. So I can only imagine what those boys are going through. But this year is going to be an eye-opener for us all. I mean, it's going to help us reinvent ourselves. It's going to help us really find that pathway, that journey that we want to follow. And UXI is a great place to come and to try. We've got great people here, people that are really level-headed and want the best for the youngsters that are coming in here. And so I just want them to, that hope needs to stay there with them. That belief needs to stay with them. It has to, because in your journey of life or rugby career, it doesn't matter what it is. You get your highs and lows. You get your lowest lows, and that cannot make you stop. You just got to keep going at it. So. Yeah, and the same for me. I'm embarking on a new journey up at the Bulls, my new family, and I can't wait to go and join them. I'm really looking forward to this new chapter in my life. But again, it's because I love rugby. Rugby is a sport that unites South Africans. I mean, it's our sport. It's our sport. Through the history, it just shows how good we've been at it and how much it brings our people together. So I love rugby, and I love supporting or sharing my knowledge with people, and I love to, the old thing again, giving back. But for me, it's much more than that. It's about just living my passion, living my love for the game, and I'm really blessed to do it. So, but it's come with lows and it's come with incredible highs, and that's life. It doesn't matter what journey or what occupation or what sport you play. There's highs and lows. Just keep at it. Don't stop. Be tenacious. Just keep going at it.
Awesome. Louis, let's just wrap with maybe one final word from you on behalf of SA Rugby, and maybe like Russ has touched on there, despite the challenges of this year and the pandemic and the effects it's had on the game, there probably are some learnings that we can take from it, ways to do things differently, and maybe this is just one of them. Looking at how we build our youngsters, how we ID talent, how we look at the youth systems, especially going into next year when hopefully all the competitions get back to full strength. Just maybe a final word on that sort of stuff from you.
Yeah, I think the good news for the youngsters, Craig, is that SARU will embark on a new under-20 competition next year, where all 15, if I say 15 unions, I think Limpopo Blue Bulls will be part of it, where all 15 unions will field a competitive under-20 team. So for all the matrics out there that are sort of despondent or not knowing what's next, I know you are heartbroken. I know you wanted to play that derby games, as Russell said, and hopefully maybe represented your province at Craven Week. But the true test of character will be now for you guys to either, like Russell said, toughen up and persevere and show a bit of tenacity. And just shift your goal towards the next goalpost. If I can just shift your goalpost to a new point, which will be your under-20 year. So you've got 2 years now to prepare for that under-20 competition, and I think it will be the platform from where the junior Springbok team will be selected, which is when I talk about our junior programs, that's the pinnacle event for us. So the good news for all the matrics now is that there's something new to look forward to. If you can shift that goalpost to that new goal and make that under-20 team, first represent your province in that under-20 team, which will give you a great shot of being in the mix for a possible junior Springbok selection and a possible junior Rugby World Cup. I think that will be, what a fantastic opportunity that will be to go and represent your country at the biggest stage. So that for me will be a message to the boys. Keep fighting. There's, as I say, just around the corner, your opportunity awaits. I want to finish off with this little story about the 2 farmers that were praying for rain. And you know, when they went home, the one farmer started preparing his fields in the middle of a drought, and the other farmer went home and just sat and waited for the rain. So I want to ask the boys, who do they think were ready when the rain came? You know, so my message would be, prepare your fields. Even if you can't see the carrot in front of you, you can't see it at the moment. Keep preparing your fields for when that rain comes, you're going to be ready. And I think that will be the true character of this COVID-19 thing. Who are willing now to put in the hard work, even though they can't see that light in the tunnel. Those will be the boys that will be rewarded in the next year or two. So all the best with the youngsters, and I want to thanks UXI Sport for what they do for these youngsters. And I want to invite those parents and players to investigate this opportunity and grab it with both your hands.
Great. Thanks so much, Louis. Yeah, let's wrap there. I think we lost Russell with a bit of a bad weather and signal around today. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us, guys, and all the good work that's being done. And keep well during lockdown.
Thank you, Craig. Much appreciated. Thank you for the opportunity.